would like to introduce our second speaker for today. And as I mentioned earlier, this will be Jared's first time speaking in the club. He will be giving his Icebreaker speech. His evaluator is George Mullen. George, could you be so kind as to provide the objectives of Jared's speech?
Yes. The objectives of the Icebreaker speech are pretty straightforward. Speak before an audience. Okay. And then discover speaking skills you already have and then skills that you might work on. I think an unofficial objective within this club, because it's a company club, is to kind of introduce yourself to everybody, but that's not officially part of the objective.
Thank you, George. Jared's speech today is titled Getting to Know the New Guy Nerd. We are all new speakers at some point. Today you will hear from one of our newest members, a self-proclaimed nerd. Tap into your inner nerd, even if you don't think you have one, and join him in his journey through his nerdy upbringing to this point in sharing the Icebreaker speech. Please welcome Jared Turpin. He's a nerd. He's using technology. That's quintessential.
Hi, I'm Jared Turpin. I am the new guy nerd, and I will be speaking today presenting myself. I will share with you where I've come from, a little bit about myself now, and a little bit about how I got to this point today, sharing an Icebreaker speech. This is my dad. He is a nerd. He is the one who introduced me to late night reruns of Star Trek and countless replays of Star Wars. He is an engineer through and through. He has a degree in electrical engineering with a special proficiency in mathematics. He's also a Toastmaster for a long time, up until about the time I was born, in fact. In fact, I can actually remember this particular white ceramic-looking mug, much like this one. It's sitting right there next to our family's Atari there in our basement. One particular time, just to relate how much Toastmasters affected his nerdiness, we had a practice in our house. Every Sunday when we would come home from church, we would sit around the dinner table and discuss what we had learned from the churches or our class or our speakers. My response? Categorically. Mom, I really wish we had computer games at church. My dad quickly chiming in. Daryl, what did you think about the speakers today? 78. 78? Yes, 78. I have no idea what those speakers said today. I have no idea what they were trying to communicate. But I do know that one blundering guy, he said off or at least 78 times. I too am a dad. Allow me to introduce you to my nerdlet. McKenna, here in the middle, is my oldest. She is in fact old enough now to build Legos. Together, we are building a Lego castle. Her favorite part of all of this is designing, redesigning, and decorating the princess's room. Miles comes next, and he is a natural speaker. He is loud, and he is long-winded. Like his father, especially like his grandfather. Last is Tina, or as she would have the world know her, Princess Tina. She is learning, and we are getting to learn more about her as she develops her personality and learns more about the world around her. Speaking of learning, Once upon a time, I was in school. In this process of going to school, if I went to class, my process was to ignore the teacher or professor and just do my homework. I knew that if I didn't get my homework done in class, I wasn't going to do it. And I was right. I never did homework outside of class. In fact, I never studied outside of class. Yet, I was still one of those annoying guys who would still show up to the test and ace it, get the highest grade in class, and ruin the curve for everybody else. Thus, I got A's and C's, pretty much. All of that changed one time in the summer of 2001, my sophomore year in college. My sophomore year in college. I was wrapping up my general studies and I had one class left to take. And I decided I would choose public speaking. I thought, you know, that would be a pretty easy class. I could just show up to, give a speech, and be done with it. That would be an easy grade. Turns out I am not a natural speaker. I can't orate if my life depended on it. So, my lack of preparation at that time was obvious. So obvious, in fact, that I basically blundered my way through 5 to 10 minutes of agonizing audio. It wasn't good. It wasn't even average. It was bad. And the audience must have felt embarrassed for me. I know that I have a lot to learn in terms of being a good speaker. I know that my dad had a particularly good learning experience going through the Toastmasters program, and I know that I can pick up a lot of new information and better present information to an audience. I'm glad, even enthusiastic, to be a part of Toastmasters Club, Dynamic Club, and I hope that together we can become veteran speakers. And hopefully you've come to know me, the new guy nerd, a little bit better.